Hey there, fellas. It's Friday. That's what I'm talking about. Friday, baby. And the weekend is right here. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Weekend's off to a good start. Hopefully, you guys have been able to enjoy your week. It's time to get settled on in. We'll talk some sports. We'll talk some sports betting along the way. We'll get the table set for money-making weekend. Before we do all that, though, we got to make sure we, of course, recap yesterday. And then let's dive into some NASCAR, soccer, and, of course, baseball on the Payoff Pitch live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time with myself and the Hockey Squirrel, breaking down today's MLB slate. 14 games. There's a lot of good opportunities to put some money in your pocket. Let's throw that recap up, though, from yesterday and see how yesterday treated us. How about a good 4-in-1 day and plus 2.31 units? As you listen to that cash register sound, hit that like button if you were part of that day. 4-in-1 and plus 2.31 units. And now up on the week, sitting very nice at 3 out of 4 days of profit at plus 5.43 units. Love to see that right there. Let's talk about those wins. How about that Pirates on that F5 team total over 1.5 runs at plus money? That's my classic, how I go ahead and handicap baseball. I look for teams that are smoking pitching, doesn't matter if it's left-handed, right-handed, and then are you going up a pitcher that, gives up some fair amount of runs? And that's what you got yesterday. And the Pirates hitting 374 versus left-handed pitching, and Urias is always good for a couple runs. So love that one right there. Roll that one into that Cubs F5 team total over 1.5 runs, and the Rays F5 team total over 1.5 runs. And as you can see right there, based on that emoji, I decided to use that recap was exactly what I talked about on the Payoff Pitch. You can't give those two teams at over 1.5 runs. And you know what time? Guys, it's time to start making those sports books pay. Those have got to be 2-unit plays going forward. The Rays and the Cubs, with the way they're hitting, obviously it could drop off and, maybe you alter that approach. But as long as they are smoking the baseball like they are, if you see 1.5 runs in the first 5 innings, those got to be 2-unit plays going forward. So love that both of those came through for us yesterday in the second inning, picking up easy cashes. And how about my system play? What do I mean by system play? I've got a few system plays, but one of my bona fide system plays in MLB is if you're seeing the repeat performance from a pitching performance 5 days later, take that F5 over, and you got there yesterday in Orioles and Tigers as it finished 3-2. And are we calling a top of the fifth a walk-off? I guess bottom of the 5 is traditionally the walk-off. But either way, we got a good 5th inning cash as the Orioles were able to scrape across the top a couple runs there in that top of the 5th inning and give us a good cash. Our only trip up. If you'd have told me at the end of the day their only loss would have been Zach Greinke, I wouldn't have believed you and I'd have called you a goddamn liar. But that is exactly what happened. Zach Greinke got rocked when 3.2 innings pitched, gave up 8 hits, 7 runs, and walked 2 batters. Just didn't have his good stuff. That is certainly going to happen from time to time. But on the bright side, and nobody wants to suffer a loss, we are well aware of that. But on the bright side, that's probably a loss that's going to keep him playable, though, right there, right? We saw it last year. We got it about half a dozen or so games, and it became minus 200, and then it eventually fell to over under 0.5. Zach Greinke was trending that direction. Suffering a loss is going to make it playable at least for a couple more weeks. So hate that we lose that, but I think that one is going to end up being, in our benefit, there in the long term. So, all right, so that's how I win. 4-in-1 and plus 2.31 units. Love to see that right there. The tweet does say we spent all of our arbitrage money, but that's actually not true. You guys saw last night I sent out another tweet. We actually did make $10.48 late last night on an NHL arbitrage over on Caesar. So we don't have $0. We actually have $10.48. So love that we're building, just having a nice week, picking up steam as we roll on into this weekend and money-making weekend. Let's go ahead and hop into that comment section, see how you guys are treating this, how Friday afternoon's treating you guys, and then let's get into some bets. Good morning, Ed. Good morning, my man. Hope you're doing well, Ed. Hope you are doing well. Hopefully you've got your coffee. You're getting settled on into some sports betting. Love to see it right there. Ed, good morning, Corey. Morning, my man. Oh, did I get some sleep? I did get some sleep. Now I feel like I'm on just baseline level tired, right, Corey? You've got a couple kids. You know how it is. You're never fully rested when you've got kids. So I'm back to baseline level of tiredness. So yeah, I appreciate you asking. And God damn, it felt good ringing that cash register. Thought we were going to pull out the broom though last night, Corey. I had my hand on the broom. I could see it. I just couldn't quite grab it. Zach Greinke, boy, he got absolutely rocked. You parlayed both those Cubs and Rays. I parlayed those two suckers as well, to be quite honest, as well. Obviously, not on the recap, but yeah, own personal. How can you not, Adrian? 1.5 runs? Are you effing kidding me? Cubs and Rays? Love that parlay. Love that parlay. What's up, my man, Brian? What's up? You got a cash from those Yankees, Twins, Angels on the money line parlay. Can't remember who put it up. I'm the one that put it up. I was the only one on the payoff pitch yesterday. That's right. I didn't give out a double play yesterday on the payoff pitch. I gave out my first ever triple play. And as Brian says right there, the Twins, the Angels, and Yankees all came through to cash a triple play on payoff pitch. Maybe I got another one of those cooked up there, Brian. Yeah, the NRFI lean didn't quite hit. The NRFI lean. Twins, Royals. Zach Greinke just had a bad day. I just had a bad day, and the Twins jumped all over him. So sorry that didn't quite come through for you right there. That's a great one. Yeah, you like this shirt? I went to a White Sox games last year, and they were giving away these to, first 1,000 fans or 2,000 fans, whatever the hell it is they do. I love this Cubs shirt. I found it during the move. I didn't know where the hell this shirt was. That's why you say, it's not a new shirt. I've had it. Back from the dead. I just found it. You're going back to the Twins NRFI again today. Same justification as yesterday. Not quite as good as starting pitching. You do get Pablo Lopez, so I think he's better on the Twins side. But Jordan Lyles on the Royals side will make it a little bit sweatier. But from a hitting standpoint, it looks good again, Ryan, for sure. You had a free bet. You did the Braves yesterday. Oh, I saw the Marlins were chipping away. God damn. I saw they were chipping away. Damn it, Corey. Nationals almost pulled it out. Almost. That was a tough one. Good morning, Tim. What's up, my man? Nate, thanks for that Caesars over hits allowed in that White Sox game. No problem, man. Thank you. Some of my leans were on fire. How about that Urias lean over 4.5 hits allowed? How about giving up 4 hits in the first inning and then making you wait all the way till the 6th inning for that 5th hit? Whew, that one got a little sweaty, but glad that one came through for you there, Nate. Love to see that one right there. Love to see it. Let's go ahead now and toss up a soccer parlay. Of course, I've gone through the games, and I will say right now, guys, between the posts hasn't happened this week. I've actually got a friend that's been in the hospital, and I've gone up to see him at the hospital every day this week, and I'm going to go up there again this afternoon and spend some time with him. So, quite frankly, that's just more important. He's in the ICU, and, he needs some support. So anyways, that's why I haven't been able to do the between the posts, and it's just not going to happen. So, but I do have one soccer play from this weekend. There are a lot of great Premier League betting spots, but how can you stay away from Man City and Newcastle? Obviously, City with that win up over Arsenal are looking like they're going to be Premier League champions. They could obviously always win 1-0 over Fulham, but the likely is they win more than 1-0, and in the process, obviously going up over 1.5 team totals. Then Newcastle, they're just on this extremely great run right now, getting 6 goals versus Tottenham, getting 4 goals past Everton, and that's a Sean Dice Everton team. So getting 4 goals past Everton is very impressive. They're at home against Southampton, bottom feeders of the league. Newcastle on fire. I just like it over 1.5 team goals parlay at minus 105 over at Caesars. I love that parlay. I am going to do a free roll in the Premier League this weekend because I love the Premier League. I watch damn near all the games every weekend. So these are bets where obviously I don't have a lot of confidence on them, right? I used a $5 free bet over on Bet Rivers, but if you've got a $5 free bet, or if you've got any free bet, hell, come along for the ride right there. I like Brighton to get 2 goals against Wolves. They're at home. Brighton's just always impressive, and always impressive up against, these teams at home. And then I like over 2.5 in Bournemouth Leeds. That's nothing new there, taking an over in a Leeds match. And then also taking over 2.5 in Brentford and Forest. So that's how I'll roll this weekend from a free roll standpoint. But in terms of what am I putting my actual money on, only a Man City team total and a Newcastle team total at this time is the only thing you can get my money. You could also look at a Dortmund Bayern team total over 1.5, but it came in at minus 167. I didn't feel like adding a third leg to get the juice down, so I'll hold off on that one and just roll with City and Newcastle for the time being. As for NASCAR, boy, we didn't get any good matchups like we did last weekend when we got Gillian over Burton. It would be nice to get another matchup of Gillian over Burton. And not only did we not get that matchup, we didn't get a matchup kind of on that same caliber level. So let's see what practice does. Let's see what qualifying does this weekend at the Monster Mile over there at Dover. But as of right now, no NASCAR plays. No NASCAR plays. But that could obviously change again with practice and qualifying. So just look for me on Twitter. Would love to add a NASCAR play. Coming off last week, 1-0. Feel like got some good momentum there at NASCAR. All right, let's see what the plays are this weekend. But as of now, just going to roll with that one soccer play. And, of course, going to roll with this free roll as well. And, of course, look to give you guys, obviously, baseball bets on the payoff pitch here in a little bit, about under 10 minutes or so. 10 minutes or so. What's up, Corey? You hate seeing the Rangers bet today being a Yankees fan. But then you justify at least half of my reason. Obviously, everybody knows by now, if you're a new follower here of Winning Bets and this is your first baseball season following me, I think you've already kind of gotten a good grasp on how I handicap baseball. Or if you're, somebody who supported me over the years, seeing the Rangers, you already know if I fire out the Rangers, and we haven't bet the Rangers in been a couple weeks since we've taken the Rangers at 5, but if we're taking the Rangers today, what does that mean? That means they're covering two scenarios. One, the pitcher gives up a lot of runs, like Corey is saying here in the comment with Schmidt. Schmidt gives up runs. And then also, the offensive team is obviously really hot. The Texas Rangers are actually top 3 right now versus right-handed pitching. So, yeah, we'll obviously talk about that a little bit more on the payoff pitch, but maybe they'll just get the 3 runs, Corey, and then they'll back off and the Yankees can come back and steal a win. But even you're up against it with Jacob deGrom, so I don't think you're really counting on a Yankees win. So, all right, here we go. Fish, what'd you do? You parlayed most of your rapid-fire picks and missed by 1. Oh, man. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. That would have been a monster hit. Oh, all right, let's see if we can't do that today. I was on fire yesterday. I was on fire. Weather may be a big factor. Oh, it's going to rain out in Dover? Okay, I didn't realize that. I know, Brian. That's a damn, that would have been a good hit. Let's see if we can't stay on fire today in rapid fire. I love rapid fire. I take that serious. I take it. It's not just randomly throwing out over-unders, not randomly throwing out money lines. It's taken serious, obviously based off the handicapping that's in my brain and that I've done. I made a parlay yesterday where I took every game and tried to predict the winner. I'm trying to remember which sports book I did that on to remember how close I got. I'm going to log into DraftKings. What sports book did I make that on? No, I made that on Caesars. Hold on. I made that. All right, Fish, you got me curious. This comment's got me curious. You said you missed it by 1. You said I was on fire. I have already made a bet on Caesars today. I made that soccer parlay. And I didn't log in and see like thousands of dollars in my, or like, so I must have missed it. Let's see. You got me curious there, Fish. All right, hold on. 11-leg parlay. I missed the Braves. Gosh darn it. That better not be the only loss. So I missed the Braves. I got the Pirates, which was my dog of the day yesterday. I got the Phillies. I got the Cubs. I got the Cardinals. I got the Angels. I got the Orioles. I got the Rays. I missed the Nationals. I got the Twins and got the Yankees. Damn it. So if the Nationals would have came back and if the Braves wouldn't have wet the bed there in the 9th inning, I would have made about $4,000. So, Fish, I just missed mine by 2 picks. I'm going to do that again today. I only put $1 on it yesterday. I'm going to do that again today. Just once rapid fire is over, I'm going to take all those leans and put them in a part. Man, I got 9 out of 11 right. And I was so close with that Braves. And the Braves is right there except for a 5th inning or a 5-run 9th inning meltdown. And the Nationals were right there. Battled back. Made it 8-8. That was close to turning $1 into a couple thousand. All right. I'm going to do that again today. I'm going to do that again. All right, Fish. We're going to try our damnedest to actually hit that sucker today. Damn. I feel your pain, Fish. I'm definitely going to do that today. What you got here, Ryan? You got Braves money line, Rays money line for plus 190. Obviously, the Rays is a no-brainer. Braves, they were taking on the Mets. You had a left-handed matchup. You got Fried versus Peterson. Yeah. None of those stand out. I can tell you right now, I don't have a bet on that game. None of them were smoking left-handed pitching enough for me to take them, whether that was an F5 over or taking a team total. So that Braves Mets I bet that juice even suggests it's a toss-up. I'm remembering the stats because handicapping left-handedness in baseball is really easy because there's, obviously fewer left-handed starters. So you can breeze right through left-handed. Yeah. I don't know. That one's tough. Let's go Braves, though. I'm always rooting for you, man. You had a Triple underdog yesterday. Cubs, Cardinals, Nationals. I can't believe the Nationals went that. Let's jump on it, Brian. Let's jump on a nice rapid fire parlay. It's just a buck. Just a buck. I got 9 out of 11 right yesterday. Let's see if we can't change that and go 11 out of 11. Or 10 out of 10, however many. I know the over you called didn't hit in the thing, hit the F5 under though. Yeah, that game went 0-0 till like, I don't know, like inning 7. That was wild. Yeah, there was nothing. Yeah. I think that was one of my rare lean misses yesterday because like you said, like Fish says, I was on fire. And then I hit 9 out of 11 money lines yesterday. I hit a lot of dogs yesterday. Pirates, Cubs. Damn, just missed the Nationals. Fading the White Sox now seems like a good play. Yep, been talking about that a lot on the payoff pitch, Ed. You've been there. You've heard me bash the White Sox like hell. There's no hometown favorism here. I'll fade those bastards till the cow comes home. That bullpen is dog shit. Dog shit, that bullpen is. And the starting pitching's not a whole hell of a lot better, be frank. People think Dylan Cease. Oh, Dylan Cease. Who gives a shit? He got rocked last night. Of course he did. And we cashed that same bet 5 days ago when Dylan Cease went up against the Rays. And both times it was over 1.5. Dylan Cease, like he doesn't justify over 1.5. You got to go to 2.5 for Dylan Cease. Who cares that he's going to strike you out? You know how many runs are going to come along with that? You know how many walks are going to come along with all those strikeouts? Which, by the way, under 6.5 strikeouts with Dylan Cease hit yesterday. Under 6.5 strikeouts with Shane McClanahan hit yesterday. Under 17.5 outs got hit yesterday with Shane McClanahan. Yeah, Fish is right. I was on fire yesterday. I was on fire. You always seem amazed at the left-handed batters, but only a few. Yeah, I know, right? Right? Did you find the squirrel yesterday? Yeah, he's just classic overslept. Speaking of that, we've got about 3 minutes. Let me go grab him. Just classic little overslept. But I've already talked to him this morning. He is awake, so let's see what he's got for us. Hang tight, fellas. About 2-3 minutes. Let's see what we can cook up here on the payoff pitch and see if we can't get you guys some more winners. So hang tight. Loving y'all's energy, Bob. Baseball fans, it's time to get settled on into the Friday episode here of the Payoff Pitch, live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time with the Hockey Squirrel and myself, Jason, where we break down the slate and give you guys tons and tons of bets along the way. Squirrel, what's up, my man? How you doing?
Hey, not too bad. What do you got? What are you wearing over there? That's a cool shirt you got on today.
Yeah, I went to a White Sox game last year, and first X number of thousands of fans got one of these. I found it during the move. It was hidden somewhere.
Oh,
So yeah,
there you
just
go. Yeah, and how's the move progressing for you? It sounds less echoey in there for you.
things are finally getting put up on the wall. I can still hear some echo, but yeah, I think that's well said. It is getting less echoey as things get put together and sorted away. So yeah, no, I love this shirt. I probably still won't wear it too often. I remember why I never did, because it's big as shit. You've come down to Chicago and seen me. I'm not like the biggest of all guys, and this kind of swims all over me. But I love it. I think I'm gonna hang it in the wall or something. It's just colorful, and I love it.
Yeah, no, it looks very, very cool, man.
Hey, Squirrel,
might fit me.
Squirrel, you missed a couple of first that ever happened on the payoff pitch, even dating back to last season.
Oh, no.
Had never done this yesterday. Yesterday, when we get to seventh inning, coming to a stretch where we like to give out our best bets, I gave out two best bets yesterday, and both of them cashed. And did another new thing in eighth inning. We call it double play, where we gave out a parlay of the day. I gave out a triple play, Squirrel. Not a double. I gave out a triple play. And it cashed.
And it hit.
Hell yeah.
Very nice.
You know what?
Very nice.
Of course it hit. You know how beginner's luck is. Like, that's something I should have probably put the Brinks truck on. Sure, I should have put all the cash on. You never lose your first something, right? That's how you get sucked in.
Yep.
All right, Squirrel. That's what I've got in quick hits, where we just ramble on about random shit that's on our minds. What do you got? Are you ready to just jump on into today's slate?
I definitely am.
All right,
I got quite a bit going on today. I've priced a lot of things. I'm going to start off just because this is moving right now. I was going to say this on Twitter last night, and I started to type it, and I was like, no, this feels kind of crazy. I bet the Miami Marlins at minus 105 yesterday, and that's because I have them priced at minus 128. So minus 105 to me was a great price. And then it moved to plus odds, and I'm thinking, damn, am I way off here? Am I wrong? It went to plus 105, roughly. So I was going to give it out on Twitter last night and say you can get this at plus money now, which is even better than the price I paid because I have it at minus 128. And then I'm thinking, well, this is like over 30 cents differential, and I'm like, maybe I am wrong. Questioned myself, didn't give it out on Twitter, and now it's moving to minus 113, minus 115. There are still some minus 105s out there, which is exactly where I bet it, and you're still getting, by my numbers, by my projections and standards, a great number that's going to close well for you. So I would really highly recommend going right now to start the show and getting ahead of that move and grabbing the Miami Marlins at minus 105. So I do like that.
I got curious. Do you like an over or an under? Do you think the Cubs aren't hitting, or do you think the Marlins are hitting Stroman? Are you seeing the Marlins?
I have a low total.
Low total.
I have 7.3 as my projected total, so a low scoring game.
What's that? And the total's at 7.5, 8, something like that, I think.
I believe it's 7.5. Yeah, so I'm right in there with the total, but yeah, the money line was way off. Yeah, it's a 7.5 total at the book, and I have 7.3. So I'm not interested in that. Generally, I don't play anything unless my model shows a run and a half difference. So if this was 8.5 and I had 7 as a projection, then yes, I'm looking at playing that. But The money line, yeah, I have Miami Marlins to win at minus 128, and we got minus 105. You could have got plus money yesterday, but I don't know why it ever went to plus money. It's weird to me. But, the more confident number is now because the limits are raising. So, where maybe last night you got $1,000 or $3,000 or $5,000, now today you're going to get between $10,000 and $20,000 as a maximum limit bet. So that line becomes more and more confident as time goes on, and you get closer to first pitch, which is why I typically recommend waiting till first pitch for some things. Other things, if you see a number that's way off, if you're a data modeler, which, not a lot of people are, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of brain power and whatnot, and you have to maintain it and everything. But if you are into data modeling and you find something that's significantly off, you want to bet it right at opener, because it's going to just get worse for you. It's going to get banged into shape by the people who are the professionals.
Yeah, I don't know what the Cubs' record is, but I know I've cashed enough Cubs bets to know they're pretty daggone good. That could be another good one to take over on Bet Openly if you've missed out on that price, because the Cubs will probably attract the money, the name, the record, obviously going up against the
Absolutely,
Marlins,
and I've got a few bets that look a tad ugly today, but that's kind of my style. I like taking those bets that if the more I hear people go against me on a bet and that's not gonna that's a bad whatever. Those I like even more generally, just because as well as I do the public thought process doesn't really win as much as numerical values show you. So that's really kind of what I've rolled over into is finding legitimate edges and
all right, well, let's
calculating them because.
Let's go Marlins at a nice low-scoring game. I want to kick off around the bases here talking about the Yankees and the Rangers, where it's Jacob deGrom day. Jacob deGrom always gets all the attention. Now, to go along with that attention, though, have you guys actually been betting Jacob deGrom? Boy, he's actually a tough one to bet. The money line's juicy. The F5 money line you can't even touch because, of course, deGrom's always expected to throw up zeros. His strikeout props always at 9 points. He's a tough one to bet. I want to bet this game, though, but I want to bet it from the other side and back these Rangers bats. These Rangers bats that are just crushing right-handed pitching. They're top 3 right now versus left-handers. Their slash line is 290. Whoa, love that. 384 and 427 to go along with that great slash line. They've got a high walk rate at 11% and a very low, not a very low, a good K percentage at 21.6. Very good is below 20%. They're at 21.6, so love that right there. And you get Clark Schmidt on the mound here for the New York Yankees. He's allowed 4 of his 5 opponents to cash their FI team total. He just missed last time out against the Blue Jays. But they eventually got to him in the 6th inning. Well, the Blue Jays, they're not hitting anywhere near like the Rangers are. So when you look at it, it's like I can kind of see where the Blue Jays would miss cashing. These Rangers should not miss it, hitting 290 versus right-handers, crushing right-handed pitching. Look for Schmidt to get hit hard by this Rangers team. So in a game in which it's usually tough to, find an angle in the Jacob deGrom start, here's a good one here. Good Rangers offense. Go ahead and back them today with that F5 team total. What's another game for you, Squirrel?
Adding on to that, I believe Aaron Judge exited yesterday's game, so I don't know if he's in today, and I don't have lineups to know that yet. There hasn't been a lineup that's been released in the whole MLB quite yet for batting order, so I don't know what he left the game with. I don't know if it was any serious injury or if it even was an injury. I don't know. I just saw a status update that said he left the game. So if you know anything about that further, that could be a bit of a contributor to the odds beyond Jacob deGrom, which is why I didn't touch the game. And then just before the game here, a bit of a public figure in the sports betting space released the Rangers on the run line, I believe. So that got steamed up even further.
Somebody gave out the Rangers run line with deGrom. There's some real handicapping going on right there, folks. What are you talking about?
No, but I mean, I'm just saying in terms of the line getting steamed, it led, probably
Friday,
about
baby.
2,000.
Jokes, Squirrel.
Oh, yeah, no, but it led about 2,000 people to bet that game. So that's where, yeah, whatever. Anyway, yeah, I'm not on the game in any capacity. So here's one that I'm in love with, and you can get once again for even half a run better than I got it, which I'm not understanding why. Okay. You have a game between the Diamondbacks and the Rockies being played at Coors Field, and I did my due diligence of going to multiple websites and looking at the weather. From what I can gather, I think there are a website or two out there for ballpark weather conditions that are broken. And I say that because you get that little map of the ballpark, and then you have an arrow pointing whatever way the wind is blowing. And so one website is saying that it's blowing directly in at 10 miles an hour, and 3 other websites are saying that it's blowing directly out at 10 to 13 miles an hour. So I think the arrow's broken on one of the websites. It's going directly north because, and I know this because I went to weather.com and I looked at Denver, Colorado, and which way the wind was blowing, and then I went on Google Maps and looked at the orientation of the ballpark, and it's exactly set. Outfield is north, and the wind is blowing exactly dead north at 10 to 13 miles an hour. So if that's true, and if by tonight the wind does not significantly change from that direction, you have a 10 to 13 mile an hour wind at Coors Field. So you got to love that. That's a factor. So do I expect it to go back to 11.5? Yes, especially with, unreal projection from the data model and all this. It's a good play to make. Colorado's at home. That's where they predominantly play well. You have a high-scoring ballpark, obviously because of the altitude, and today because of the wind. Not understanding why the hell the line came down a half a run, but I would take it at 11 because I already took it at 11.5. So if you're not already on the over, I'd recommend that for sure.
All right, Diamondbacks Rockies, you see an over in that game. Love to see that one right there. Hey, let's talk about that game because I also had that one at around the bases. I want to do a little bit of a different angle than you. I want to back this Diamondbacks team. Let's talk about this starting pitching right here for a second. Let's talk about Merrill Kelly for the Diamondbacks. He went up against the Rockies 3 times in 2022. He went 7 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 earned run, and a home run. He went 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, came via the solo home run. He went 8.2 innings pitched, 7 hits, only 1 earned run. That's pitching awfully deep in 3 games and only giving up 2 runs, and the other 2 you only give up 1 run. Something about this Rockies team that he performed really well in 2022. And Kelly in 2023, not bad. 3.42 ERA, a 1.33 whip, and a 202 opponent's batting average. Good outings against the Dodgers. Good outing against the Cardinals. Good outing against the Brewers. He then got tripped against the Dodgers. That was the second time around. If only we could predict that. And then he also got hit against the Padres. So Kelly's having a nice little season. Kyle Freeland on the mound there for the Rockies in 2023. A worse ERA, a worse opponent's batting average of 248. He went up against the Diamondbacks twice in 2022. 1 good, 1 bad. So I think if I look at that, I'm getting the better starter in Merrill Kelly. I'm getting the guy that I can trust more in Merrill Kelly. And now let's talk about the offense. The offense here for the Diamondbacks versus left-handers has a much better slash line at 298, almost hitting 300 versus left-handers. On base at 340 and slugging 436. The Rockies, what do they not do? They do not hit right-handed pitching, and they're not hitting right-handers right now. They only hit 225, no power to the plate at 326, and their OPS, on-base percentage is 307. So I think in this matchup, I'm going to want to back the way better offense. I don't want to do their F5 team total, though. I'm nervous because it's 3.5. 4 runs, even though it's Denver, we're bumping it up just because it's Denver, and God forbid that wind blow the other way, and now I'm holding on to a 3.5, I'm screwed. What I'm really going to bank on is give me the better offense to just outperform the shitty one, and give me the better starter in Merrill Kelly over Kyle Freeland. I like the Diamondbacks F5 money line. It's a 2-way line, so if there's a tie, we'll go ahead and get our wager back. But I like the F5 money line at -130. So that's what I'm going to back there. Diamondbacks F5 money line, -130. It's time to shut up and pitch and give these guys some pitching props. Who are you going to target today, Mr. Squirrel?
I'm going to go for David Peterson under 6.5 strikeouts of the New York Mets. Reason being, he's only done it 1 single time this year. It's probably going to be sweaty. He's done 5 or 6 in every game except for his very last one where he got 8. It is -136 at FanDuel best price, projected about 5.5 strikeouts. But 6.5 I think is too much to have. You need him to get 7 strikeouts when he's only gone over 6.5 once so far.
Okay.
It's just really a projection and a price thing.
Okay. I got a few pitching props, it looks like, right here. Let's go back to this Orioles-Tigers game where you got Battle of the Rodriguezes. You got Grayson Rodriguez versus Eduardo Rodriguez, I think his name is. whatever it was, these guys just faced each other 5 days ago, the exact same pitching matchup. Well, you guys know that because we cashed that at 5 over yesterday. You could fade any of these guys. Are these guys going to go? Remember, this was the game that went 1-0. I think the Tigers won 1-0. It was zeros for a long. Are these guys 5 days later going to be just as successful? Take either Rodriguez and take their under outs prop, take their under strikeouts prop, whatever you want to do. If you want to pick which of mine's my favorite, I would do Grayson Rodriguez. He's the Baltimore Orioles starter. I would go under 5.5 strikeouts at plus money. I know he got 6 last time out 5 days ago. He could be just as successful, but I'm certainly not expecting him to. So I like Grayson Rodriguez more than the other one to go under his. And if you need a reminder just that how profitable that can be, look no further yesterday than Dylan Cease and McClanahan. Both of them cashed their under outs prop. Both of them cashed their under strikeout props. It's hard to be successful or as successful 5 days later. I like Grayson Rodriguez to stay under his strikeout total. I also look for Pablo Lopez there of the Minnesota Twins to go over 5.5 Ks. I think it's maybe a parlay piece. It's minus 175. But, man, he's gone over in all 5 of his starts. And he gets the Royals team that is dead last in K percentage versus right-handed pitching at 29.8%. And they don't walk. Their walk rate is only 2.2%. So they're swinging and missing at everything. I think Pablo Lopez, whether maybe you do an alt line and take a chance at that plus money, or maybe you do his juicier over 5.5 line as a standalone or a parlay piece. I think Pablo Lopez, though, will get 6 or more strikeouts today. Any other ones for you, Squirrel?
No, but I have quite a few long shots, I'm sure.
Let's do it. Long shots, 4th inning, guys. This is where we see some underdogs on the board that can get you guys a good cash. Did mine come through yesterday? Yeah, I did. The Pirates. Yes. Pirates. All right, let's see what you got cooked up today.
Was that against
Dodgers?
Well, I see the Pirates are playing the Nationals.
Imagine betting
the
on the
Dodgers.
Dodgers yesterday when they didn't have the better offense, they didn't have the better bullpen, and the pitching was maybe equal. Imagine betting the Dodgers when you don't get 2 of the 3 better scenarios. What? Don't get it. What you got, Squirrel?
Do you know who I bet yesterday?
Yeah, you bet the Nationals. That was a heartbreaker one, man.
No, I had the Dodgers, but thank you. I had the Dodgers too. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I had the Dodgers. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Yeah.
Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have overslept and missed the payoff pitch, and you wouldn't have suffered a loss if you gotten your ass here on time.
All right.
What you got?
Well,
man? Give us some dogs. Give us some.
Man, I tried for like a real massive plus 200 on the Nationals yesterday. They were down 3-7, had a massive comeback to lead 8-7, and immediately in the very next inning blew it and lost. So that sucked. I thought it was a good play. Obviously, as the end result was still close for plus 200. I wouldn't want it to be sweating on the other side. But
great pick.
Talking about the Nationals, I have them as very small favorites, like minus 110. I can get them plus 125 at the moment going against the Pirates today. Rich Hill, man, I mean, the dude's still chucking along, 43 years old. I haven't watched his recent performances. Have you seen how he's looking or what he's doing lately?
Yeah, I tried to fade Dick Mountain up against the Astros, and he bit me.
Well, I'll try to fade him today then with Chad Kuhl on the mound. It's a little bit scary, I think, because at least from the game log of Chad Kuhl, I think he was on the Rockies before, wasn't he? Did he get traded? I don't remember him ever being real reliable, but this isn't really about my opinion or past emotional feelings or anything. I have him minus 110. I get plus 125, so I think I'll try to take a shot there on the Nationals for an underdog. Another one I have is on your shirt there. It's the Chicago White Sox. I have them as a small dog, but not as much as they're being portrayed on the book at plus 135, was it?
I'm seeing plus 130,
Let's see.
But yeah.
I see plus 135 is the price that I can obtain there at least. I have them a bit closer to even odds. So, again, this is all in terms of numbers. You have Giolito and Zach Eflin, who I think I haven't seen since the Phillies. Was he on before?
Mm-hmm.
Haven't watched him, but I do remember him being a good pitcher, but I don't think Giolito's terrible either. So Should be a good game. But I just have the White Sox as smaller underdogs than they're being portrayed as.
Okay.
Yankees, I'm not going to touch due to the obviously the pitching of the Rangers and the Aaron Judge deal.
Which
think,
does, I don't know if you saw the comment section, it does look like Judge is out with a hip injury. That's been confirmed.
Hip, yeah, from Tim. I see that. Then the last one I was looking at is if you could get plus 120, which is no longer really the line,
Ooh,
but if I see it,
Angels?
Yeah. No, I'm going against you on the Colorado Rockies.
Okay.
I have it as a coin flip game at 100 either way. So if I'm getting plus 120 on what I perceive as coin flip, then I think it's a good deal, and I would couple it with the over 11 in that game. But those are my three underdogs, I guess.
Well, that's good. We can both cash.
If
We're
you-
not head-to-head. Diamondbacks can win through the first 5, and then the Rockies can take over and win it dramatically late in front of the home fans. I like it.
If you want to call it plus money, or if you can find it plus money, or whatever, even odds on the Marlins, I'll add that one in there too because I really do like it. So in terms of edge, those I guess we'll say four bets for long shots.
All right, I like it. I think I just threw mine out there. Obviously, people heard me guess that you were going to do the Angels. I thought that's where you're going at plus 120. That is the current price for the Angels to be as a dog today. You're getting the better offense versus left-handers. So you get two left-handers on the mound. You get the Angels 259, 331, and 420 is their slash line up against 194. We're hitting below the Mendoza line as these Milwaukee Brewers versus left-handers, and the rest of their slash line is 229 and 388. So I'm getting the better offense. Can the better offense overcome arguably not the better starter? Wade Miley up against Tyler Anderson. Miley's just more consistent. Both of these guys, obviously, every player in baseball has the ability to go out there and have themselves a day. Miley does it way more consistent and way more reliable than Anderson. That's the only thing. But then if we go right back to the bullpen, we're going to get the advantage. So Angels, if you look across their categories, they go from about ranked 8th to 12th. Milwaukee in those same categories, they go from about 18 to 21, 22. So give me by far the better offense. Give me by far the better bullpen. I may not have the starter advantage, but I think I have the offense to overcome that starter advantage. So I think the Angels today at plus 120 is going to go ahead and be the best dog today. Keep swinging. That's what we do here in the 5th inning. We try and give you guys some hitting props. Who do you got today there, Squirrel?
To go along with the over that I have in that Colorado Rockies game, it looks like there's a lot of familiarity from both sides for the Rockies batters on Rockies batters on Merrill Kelly, and then the Diamondbacks batters on Kyle Freeland. Sorry.
Definitely.
But yeah, there's a few guys that are better than others. Ketel Marte, Chris Bryant, things like that. But yeah, I think it has more to do just with the familiarity and the amount of at-bats than the fact that they're maybe like getting crushed, if you will. But that's where I would look, is in the game overall for batters of either side, as I do expect the most runs of the day in that game. And therefore, somebody's got to get hits. Bats have to be going. So I would check into that game. I don't have particular players for you, but that's where I'd be looking.
All right. Yeah, I like that right there. All right, guys, you're sitting there, you're building your same game parlay. You've dumped in the Rangers F5 money line. You've dumped in the Rangers full game money line. Hell, you've even take Jacob deGrom to have 8 or more strikeouts. You got to balance that out and give yourself better odds if you can predict one good thing for the Yankees. If you build these same game parlays and you just stack one side, it's all called correlation, right? Squirrel talks about that a lot. You're not going to get as big of a jump in the odds as you think if you're just stacking all pro one side. So when you've got this big Rangers pro heavy, throw in Anthony Rizzo. This is one guy who's really had Jacob deGrom's number. He's 11 for 27 up against Jacob deGrom, and he's only got 4 strikeouts and 27 at-bats, only 4 Ks. That's really good up against Jacob deGrom, whose strikeout number is always 9.5 because he brings a lot of Ks. So Rizzo's got great contact, and he's not striking out. I like him to do a little bit of damage today. I also like Austin Riley of the Atlanta Braves to do some damage. He's 8 for 16 up against David Peterson. 5 singles and 3 doubles. I also like Anthony Rendon of the LA Angels to get some damage done. He's 7 for 12 up against Wade Miley. 0 strikeouts. Love that. The ball is going to be hitting his bat. Hopefully he can put it in play and give you guys a hit. And if you want one guy that maybe isn't going to do good today And this is one of these big names. I remember up against Shane Bieber, I gave you guys Aaron Judge to not get a hit that day, and he came through for you at plus 195. Mike Trout is also plus 195 today to not get a hit. He's 2 for 18 against Wade Miley, which is surprising. You get that lefty on righty matchup that you covet, that you love, and he's only 2 for 18 up against Wade Miley. That's hitting 1-1-1. That's terrible. And I wish he had more strikeouts. That's the thing that concerns me, is he's getting good contact. He's only got 2 strikeouts in those 18 at-bats against Wade Miley. But if you want to take a stab on a guy maybe not to get a hit at plus 195, perhaps Mike Trout could be your guy today. All right, 6th inning, it's a steal. We got to give these guys a steal. Which one you got, Squirrel?
While you were talking, it dawned on me I forgot to give out another long shot. So I'll say it's a steal, though. I will say it's a steal because the line has moved in my direction, and it's still not a terrible play by any means for those of you that can still get it. Maybe the best possible, I think, is plus 135. I got it plus 140, but it was the Philadelphia Phillies with Aaron Nola today visiting the Houston Astros and Framber Valdez. I have it priced at plus 115. So to get it at plus 140, I was happy, and then to see it begin to drop last night. I did see the sharper books go to plus 125. Looks like they're back to plus 130. Or no, that's the White Sox game. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. They're at plus 130, roughly plus 135, but still better than my plus 140 price. And as of last night, they were 125. So there's been that movement, right? That kind of bungee cord thing going back and forth. But the later you wait into the day, especially once lineups are released, I would get a much more accurate prediction if I were to bet the games after the lineups came out, right? Because then I know exactly who the 9 batters are for each team. I know exactly what bullpen relievers are available. I know more so about the wind and weather of the day because, it's harder to predict that 24 plus hours in advance. So I would just have much more accurate lines. I've noticed that if I price the game 24 hours prior or 30 hours prior, and then I price the game once I have the bullpens, that line is changing. But really, for myself, I've only found within 10 cents or less. So it's just which side is it going to be on because, as you know, they have that platoon effect, right, where they kind of feather out the players, if you will, depending on if the starting pitcher is right-handed or left-handed or things like that, and probably what ballpark they're playing in. So, if you knew the players a little better, you knew the injuries a little better, and you were more familiar with the managers and whatnot than I am, you might be able to predict a starting lineup a little bit better than I can. I just take the lineup for the last game and plug it in there. It gets me roughly close because, a lot of the same guys are going to play.
Yeah, this is not the NBA. Guys generally play 6 out of 7 days. I'm going to drop in a link right here to a website that predicts the MLB starting lineups. This is actually where I also get my hitting data from. They predict the lineups along with. So if you're interested in that link is now in the chat. You can, again, that's where I get my hitting data from, but then it also gives you lineup predictions as well. All right, for my 6th inning, I always like to give a NRFI of the day. I've got 2 NRFIs for you guys. One's a full game NRFI at minus 135, and one's a 2-team parlay NRFI at minus 135. So which one looks better at minus 135? The full game NRFI is Cubs and Marlins. Cubs and Marlins, full game NRFI. We're well aware of the Marlins' struggle through the first innings. The Cubs, decent. They're .52 runs scored in the first inning. They're going up against Luzardo, and when I thought I was going to wake up, I thought I was going to be taking that Cubs F5 team total. It's at 1.5, which admittedly I've always said if you see 1.5, you got to take it. Offense is not doing well versus left-handed. It's struggling right now versus left-handers. It's all the way down to hitting 229 versus left-handers. So that would mean making a stretch of a bet, right? I look for hot hitting up against average to poor pitching. This is hittable pitching, but not a great offense. So I'm going to lay off that. And because of that, I think that's where the NRFI could come into play a little bit here because you get a Cubs team that's scuffling right now versus left-handers. Luzardo is pretty damn good. And on the other side, you get Stroman going up against a Marlins team, which is generally always struggling, and the numbers in the first inning suggest that they are going to struggle again today. Again, 0.2 runs scored in the first inning. So that's at minus 135 on the full game NRFI. Or you can pluck out the Red Sox and Yankees only, right? Red Sox, Yankees only to not get a run the first inning, and that's also minus 135. That parlay, and you get the two best NRFI pitchers in baseball by far. We don't need to expand on them. We just need to say who they are. They're Shane Bieber and Jacob deGrom. So which NRFI looks better, Red Sox, Yankees parlay or the full game NRFI? I'll let you decide, but both of them are at minus 135. Coming to a stretch, it's the seventh inning. We got to give these guys our best bet of the day. I don't have two best bets like yesterday, but I do believe I've got another good one for you. But let's have Squirrel go first.
I think it's pretty impossible to pick a best bet. I really like the Marlins, but at the expense of repeating anything that I've said here today so far, the line that I'm beating by the most today is the Braves and Mets under 8.5 is what I got, and it's 7.5 now. So that would be my best, predicted total. I guess I have the game to go 6 runs. So when I saw under 8.5, I was interested. I took it, and I'm now beating that line by a full run. So, that's, I guess, the value that I'm trying to bring by betting the opening line is to predict which way it will end up. And in majority of the cases, I've been doing quite well at that. Obviously I don't give everything out for free and whatnot. It all goes to my Discord members and everything. So, I think over the last 4 days, the previous 3, I was up around 10 units, and yesterday I think I lost 2. So doing pretty well, though, over the last week or so.
Nice. Love to see that right there. All right, let's cash that bet. We're easily on the right side by a whole run. My best bet, everybody knows my best bet. I'm willing to give away $50 for the first person who can drop in a comment that says, hey, man, this is your best bet. I've been watching you for a couple seasons now. I know how you go about this baseball handicapping thing. You guys know my best bet. What is it? Drop a comment in that section. $50, the first person that knows my best bet. You guys know it. Come on. Nobody knows my best bet. Nobody knows it. Nobody wants to take a stab at my best bet. $50. Somebody can guess it. Hey, Thad's taking home $50. Yes, sir. It's that Raise F5 team total. We cashed this bet 5 days ago. We've cashed it a lot, more than 5 days ago. But this same bet we cashed 5 days ago, Rays up against Lucas Giolito. How's that not your best bet? Cashed easily 5 days ago. They got 4 runs through the first 5 innings. They beat him around 5 days ago. Think Giolito's going to be stronger than that 5 days later? Up against this Rays team? I don't need to give you all those Rays stats. I could just tell you all the F5 team totals we've been cashing. I'd rather tell you that. How about cashing the one on Friday last week? How about cashing on Saturday? How about cashing on Sunday? How about cashing yesterday? Yeah, this Rays offense is awfully goddamn good, and they're going up against Giolito today for the second time in 5 days. Take that Rays F5 team total. It's plus money. Let's go. Best bet today. All right, 8th inning. We got to give these guys a parlay today. Double play. We like to give them a parlay. What you got?
Oh, boy. I don't know. I don't have one. I don't do parlays. I don't know. The Rangers and I don't know, something else. I don't know. The Marlins or the Rangers and that. Let's go with the Rangers. Rangers and the over 11 in the Colorado game. I like those.
Rangers money line and over 11. Let's see what that price comes in for the people. I like that parlay. I always like DeGrom.
It would be probably, 170.
I got DeGrom around about minus 220. And you're over 11 in Angels, Diamondbacks.
Plus 175.
I like it.
Oh, dude, so I was right the first time.
Yeah. Almost like you're a professional.
I said 170.
All right, my best bet today. Guys, I can't come through with a triple play. I know we hit our first one yesterday, but I don't like to stretch, right? If I threw in a triple play, it'd feel like it'd be a stretch. And I want to give you guys a winner. Got that big bar tab on Friday night. You're about to go out with your buddies tonight. Have a couple extra drinks. Celebrate yesterday's 4-in-1 day. All right, here's a parlay for you today. Pirates, Diamondbacks, moneyline parlay. I do obviously like the Diamondbacks backing their F5 moneyline. I think if they have that advantage, they're going to roll out their good arms because they didn't play yesterday, so the good arms in that bullpen are rested. So if they're winning through the first 5, I certainly think they extend that through the full game. And the Pirates, this Pirates team is awfully damn good. They've got the bullpen advantages. They've got the hitting advantages. Nationals are struggling right now against left-handers in a small sample size. Admittedly, they are struggling in a small sample size. But Rich Hill, that slow off-speed curveball can do just enough to keep you on your back heels. I'll look for the Pirates and Diamondbacks to come through at plus 207. All right, let's throw our bets up on the board. Did you message me your bets on Twitter? Let me see. Did you hit me up?
I don't know, probably like
Okay, I don't think so. All right, it's
20
fine.
hours ago.
If you want to message me or if you want to tell them, I'm throwing my. Let me work on.
Dude, I got so many, man. Um, I don't know. I got bets that are closing really well, so you can't really get them anymore. As I said, I think, we'll go with the best bets that I have today. We'll go with the Marlins, minus 105. We'll go with the Phillies, plus 140 or plus 135 is what you can do now. You got to love the Rockies, over 11. Um, I think I'll go with those three as the best bets. So Marlins, Phillies, and Rockies over 11.
Okay, small slate for me. Relatively. There's baseball season. It's pretty common for me to have 7, 8 plays a day, but today just wasn't those days. We didn't quite have the numbers in our favor, but we've got 4 good bets. We like that Rangers F5 team total, Rays F5 team total. And we, of course, system play. I didn't talk about it, but everybody knew this bet was coming. We cashed it yesterday. Again, I talked about it a little bit there and shut up and pitch, but I actually like that both of these pitchers didn't give up a run 5 days ago because everybody's thinking they're going to do it again on the under, and I've been betting it for 10 years, and that's not how I see baseball unfold. So love to cash that F5 over. And then Diamondbacks F5 money line. I think they can come through for us as well. So let's go ahead and jump on here now and do rapid fire, and let's talk about all these games from a money line, run line, and over-under perspective. It all kicks off this afternoon with the Royals and Twins with an over-under of 8. Royals come in at plus 230. The Twins come in at minus 275. Tried to find a way to get on the Twins, but I thought this one was just priced. Made it quite difficult. As I mentioned, Lopez strikeout prop could be the best angle in this game. Otherwise, the numbers certainly like the Twins, but minus 275, even minus 125 on a run line, it's just tough to bet it. But yeah, I like the Twins.
I have the game at plus or minus 203, so there's seriously no value on the Twins.
It's tough.
I can't back the Royals, and I have the game total at 7.8 and it's 7.5, so I hate everything all the way around, and that is a skip a Reno.
Well, it's tough. I mean, even the over-under is tough. Royals are struggling right now versus right-handers. You get a good one on the mound in Lopez, but then Jordan Lyles is trash, but the Twins aren't all that great, so do you play an under or an over? That one's tough. Cubs and Marlins, over-under of 7.5, minus 110. Pens up against minus 110. Obviously, talked about wanting to back the Cubs today, but I thought that would be more of a stretch play than betting the numbers. So obviously, you can see on the left-hand side, I did lay off of that. But in terms of rapid fire, yeah, sure. I still want to back this Cubs offense. Stroman can equally do anything Luzardo can get, if not better. So minus 110 for me. I'll take the Cubs.
Nope. Marlins for me.
Marlins for you. Orioles and Tigers over under of 7.5 with the juice heavily on this under at minus 120. So this could go down to maybe over under of 7 soon. Orioles minus 130, Tigers plus 110. This Tigers team is still not getting the respect, and boy, they're getting wins. This is a good Tigers team. Do I want to back them? No, of course I just want to back the over. Everybody knows that. Over for me, easy.
I do justify the low total. I have 6.6 runs. And I have the Baltimore as minus 110 favorites. They're minus 125. Dude, I don't know. I mean, this is another one I passed. I don't see significant value on either side, but I do understand the low scoring game, but not at that juice, not at that current price. It's not enough of a discrepancy.
Pirates and Nationals over under of 8.5. Pirates at minus 135. Nationals coming in at plus 110 or plus 115. Yeah, again, I mentioned Pirates in my double play. I think, and I wouldn't parlay them. I mean, they're minus 135. They're certainly worthy of a standalone single bet. Doesn't have to be a parlay piece. I'm actually going to lean on the Nationals hitting left-handers like they did, because again, it's a small sample size right now. It's only 41 plate appearances, which is tough to read into 41 plate appearances. I do expect the Pirates to hit Chad Kuhl, so I'm taking the over 8.5 as my play in that game. Over 8.5.
I've got the total at 8 exactly, and the Nationals I have favored as a very small favorite at home. So I'll take the Nationals, where I'm getting, what is it, plus 120, 125? If I can get plus 125, I'm happy. Yep, I can. 125 on the Nationals is what I'll take as a home underdog.
Just looking ahead, not that the viewing audience needs me to point this out, but the comment section has pointed out that Patrick Corbin pitches tomorrow. What did we cash yesterday? Pirates versus left-hander, because they've been smoking left-handed. Remember, they're hitting 394 versus left-handed pitching, and they get Patrick Corbin tomorrow. Hey, you guys know what to do. All right, Mariners and Blue Jays with an over-under of 8.5. Mariners at minus 105. Blue Jays coming in here at minus 115. I am taking those Mariners as an underdog, small underdog at minus 105. Give me the Mariners.
Let's see.
Could also take an under the way these offenses are struggling, but I like the Mariners a touch better.
Have it 117 either way, so you get. So it's. I don't know, man. Again, no major discrepancy that I see. I don't think I took.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know what I did. I took the under in the game. I took the under in under 8.5.
Under 8.5.
Which is
Okay.
even money right now.
Rays and White Sox with an over-under of 8.5. Rays coming at minus 150. White Sox coming at plus 130. Boy, you saw really how bad these offenses are, or I should say how bad the White Sox are struggling. I mean, they saw McClanahan 5 days ago, and they didn't even hit him yesterday. They'll be a little bit more successful off Eflin just because they actually do hit right-handers more, which I know may surprise people, but remember we took Kikuchi over his outs problem. The White Sox ain't hitting left-handers. They'll be a little bit more successful today. So I'm easily taking an over 8.5 because the Rays, you saw what they put up 14, 15 runs yesterday. They're hitting. They're going to knock around Giolito. So give me the over 8.5 for sure. And of course, I
Yes.
like the Rays. I mean, White Sox that bullpen it just sucks. I mean, it's just terrible.
Yeah, I think the over's great. I have 9.6, so you're getting just over a run, which is getting into the ballpark. No pun intended. Pun intended. Pun maybe intended. I don't know. And then the White Sox I have as a smaller underdog than they're being projected as. So as ugly as it is, I'll go against you there. But I will agree on the over.
Yeah.
Say over 8.5.
All right, Braves and Mets. We got Fried versus Peterson, lefty on lefty with an over-under of 7.5. Braves coming in here at minus 130. The Mets coming in here at plus 110. Of these two teams, I'll take the Braves to win. I'll take the over more, though. I'll take the over more.
Well, I love the under. Now, I mean, well, because if you got under 8.5 and you knew it was going to 7.5, would you be happy with that? Or would you still want an over at 8.5? Because I definitely don't project it there. I have it at 6 runs, and I got under 8.5, and it's 7.5. So by beating it by a run, that's the closing value that makes me happy. Win or lose, that's just profitable betting. So.
What was? Yeah, so you're under 8.5, and you're okay. And now it's steamed back up to the over at minus 115. Yeah, I'd probably go over in Braves, yeah. You're on under. Okay. All right. Guardians and White Sox with an over-under of 9. Guardians coming in at minus 125. Red Sox at plus 105. This Guardians team can't hit. Surprised I wasn't on the Guardians today. I thought with Pivetta on the mound, Guardians, the numbers, yeah. There's definitely a scenario in which the Red Sox can knock off Shane Bieber with how much better their hitting is than the Guardians. But can I predict that? No. So I'll go under 9. If Bieber does his job, and the Guardians continue to struggle like they've been struggling, under 9 should hit. So I'll go under 9.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to see what I have the money line priced at. Have it at minus 115, and they're minus 125. Might be a slight overvaluing them because of the name that's on the mound with Bieber. But yeah, no, nothing real either way. So.
Okay, Yankees and
Probably
Rangers, over under of 7. Yankees coming in at plus 190. Rangers up minus 225. This has just got to be a back to Rangers spot. Don't worry about an over under.
Pretty much.
One of those deals where if DeGrom gets let's say he goes 6 innings, 2 runs, you could be looking at an over. Schmidt against this hot Rangers team, he should be giving up, I'm thinking 4+ runs today. So now you're right up against that over-under, and you haven't even seen either team's bullpen. Just take the Rangers today. Just take the Rangers in some capacity.
Yeah.
Phillies and Astros over-under of 7.5. Phillies plus 125. Astros coming in at minus 145. Here's one where the Phillies aren't hitting left-handers right now, and they're getting Valdez, a pretty good one right now. Astros also struggling against right-handers. They're seeing Aaron Nola. So because of that, I'll take an under 7.5, and it already feels like I'm sweating, but the numbers say an under. We know this good Astros bullpen, so Phillies bullpen's not that great, but it has improved. They're now sitting about middle of the pack as opposed to bottom 10. I'll come along for an under.
Yeah, I have 6.3. What's the line?
6.3. It's at 7.5. So
Yeah.
1.2
So
runs.
it's
That's
not
getting almost
terrible.
bet.
It sounds sweaty. You know, the thing that makes that more scary though is that I'm on the Phillies. Sorry, excuse me. I'm on the Phillies. You know, because when you have the underdog, generally, under's not where you want to be. But I like the Phillies more just because I got them at plus 140, and I think they should be plus 115. So.
Angels and Brewers over under of 9. Angels plus 110, which call it an hour ago now, that was at plus 120. So people seem to be agreeing with me that the Angels are a good looking dog today, and the Brewers are at minus 130. I'm just sticking with my dog pick. Angels plus money.
Yeah, I have them exactly where they are, plus 117. So
Okay.
I'm cool with that. As far as over or under, I don't think I bet anything in this game. I have it at 9.5, and it's 9, I think. 9 juice to the over. So yeah, it's right in there.
All right. Diamondbacks and Rockies over under of 11. Diamondbacks minus 125. Rockies plus 105. I want to take the over with you. I can't trust this Rockies team versus right-handers. And Kelly 3 times last year just dominated this team. So that's hard to ignore. I'm going to take something. I would just want to back the Diamondbacks maybe like full game team total if you don't have access to an F5 team total. Obviously, I like the Diamondbacks winning the games at minus 125, but can't quite get there on the full game over.
Yeah, I certainly can. So, and I did, and I'm cool with that. I would maybe entertain the Rockies at plus 120 or better, but not currently, just because I see it as a coin flip money line. But the better play is to take the over.
Take the over. Reds and Athletics over under of 8.5. Reds at minus 105. Athletics at minus 115. Feels like an under with the good Reds bullpen. Actually, put some respect on this Reds bullpen, actually. They're top 10 right now. I know they've gone on a losing streak, got swept by the Pirates, but those weren't high-scoring games. Their bullpen is keeping them in it and giving them a chance. It's unfortunate that their offense has just got awful, which is why you could take it under 8.5 at plus money in this game.
Yeah, up until about midnight or 1 in the morning last night, there was still no listed pitcher for the Oakland Athletics. I saw Luis Sessa, but I see it's Muller today, Kyle Muller, I believe it is. So I never ended up pricing the game just because I didn't have a starting pitcher for the Athletics to use for statistical projections. So it was something that I didn't get around to.
I will say, Athletics have the worst batting average right now versus right-handers. They're hitting 160. 160, that's god-awful. This is a good spot where if you want to take the Reds' money line, you can do it. You're getting the better bullpen. Are you getting the better starter in Sessa over Muller? I don't know. Both of them are, And Sessa was almost booted from the rotation. He was kind of been bad-awful. But a 160 batting average for the Athletics can give you some confidence. And the Reds were close. They're close to like where you could take an F5 team total up against left-handed pitching. I needed to see a little bit better numbers out of the Reds to really feel confident to put my money behind it. But for rapid fire, yeah, I'll take the Reds, though, at minus 105. I like them. Cardinals and Dodgers end it right here. Over under of 8.5. Cardinals at plus 110. Dodgers coming in at minus 130. May versus Flaherty. It's staggering how much both of these offenses are struggling. You come into the season and you think you're going to be backing these offenses a ton. And how many Cardinals and Dodgers F5 team totals have we taken this year? Not many. I have to go back through my notes, but under 5 combined, I can tell you that. It doesn't mean I want to take an under either. That already
I'm
feels
pretty
sweaty.
spot on with the money line. I have plus or minus 123, which is exactly where the Cardinals are at plus 123, and then you're not going to pay minus 130 something if you think it should be minus 123. When you remove the juice that the sports book is charging you, and I have the game at 7.9 and it's 8.5, but juice to the over. So, jeez, I don't know. Again, man, I just pass things when I don't have any quantifiable edge that I can actually calculate. If I had to take something, I'll roll with an under 8.5 then.
Wow. I was just about to say an over, even though I'm going to take the over. These bullpens are sitting bottom 10 and everything. I mean, hell, one's opponent's batting average is 252, the other one's 281. That's just awful. The Babbitt's 394 versus 350. I'm taking the over. These bullpens, not good. Not good. I'm going to take the over. Again, that offense is, yeah. Man, I wish I had a little bit better numbers out of those offenses. But, all right, I'll take the over, though. I'll take the over 8.5. All right, that'll do it on today's episode here of the Payoff Pitch, live every day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you guys for hanging out with us every day this week. It was fun hanging out with you guys, fun cashing with you guys, and always love hearing from you guys in that comment section as well. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Come on back Monday. We'll kick off another week here, live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Have a good one, Squirrel. Thanks, man.
Yeah, see you later, man.